Banner. Get the rest of your green friend.
Tony!
Hammer!
Ah! Hammer! You mean no? Hey, man. What's up, Mr. Stark? Problem, Mr. Stark.
He's from space.
You must be popular with children.
Corpse. A dead mouse spell.
No! Not cool. Thanks!
Thanos, the Mad Titan, begins his quest for the 6 all-powerful Infinity Stones, believing their combined might will allow him to wipe out half of all life in the universe, bringing balance. As the Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy, and their allies scramble across the cosmos to stop him, they face unprecedented losses and impossible choices, culminating in a desperate last stand to prevent the universe from being irrevocably altered by Thanos' devastating agenda.
Okay.
Thanos will have that.
Thanos would have nothing but dust.
Off.
You see the teeth?
Say something. Come on.
I think he's dying. Tree!
Oh, yeah. Face with the master of the mystic arts. Let me guess.
It was. Titan was like most planets. I offered a solution. They called me. With all 6 stones, I could simply
Piss him off!
Close his fist.
More magic! Got you!
Is he under? Don't let up.
Be quick!
Hard to catch. For the record, this is my plan.
My Gamora.
Good. Have to mourn.
Okay, Quill, you gotta cool it. Tell me she's lying.
Stop! Stop! It's coming! It's coming! It's coming! I got it!
Okay, how much for the arm?
I am Steve Rogers.
Focus that fire on the...
Here. No. Hulk. Come on!
I thought you were formidable. You never once used your great... They're moon at me, and I'm the only one cursed with knowledge. Come on! You'll be alive. They remember you.
Did we just lose?
Are you okay?
He's here. That's it. It's time. Where to stop?
Don't.
You must do it. Oh, please.
I can't.
As the stone, half the universe dies.
Better than anyone. I told you.
Where'd he go? No, no.
Away.
Stark?
You're all right.
I don't know what's happening. I don't want to go.
All right, stop! God.
Optimism is misplaced, as
We have it.
Let him have his fun.
let the dark magic.
Or grandeur, nay, the nobility.
Stones on Earth.
Not fail you.
If I might experience in that arena, Almighty Thanos.
Jotunheim.
God, fidelity.
This is supposed to be.
You gotta get out. Come on.
Please, Lee.
You asked.
Hey guys, today we are diving headfirst into one of the most talked about, heart-wrenching, and frankly, universe-shaking movies ever to grace the big screen, Avengers Infinity War. This isn't just a recap, it's a deep dive into the colossal clash that changed everything, exploring every punch, every tear, and every impossible decision made by our favorite heroes as they face their greatest threat. This is a passion project for me, and a like or a subscribe is the best way to show your support. So if you're on board, join the crew. If not, thanks for watching anyway. Hello everyone, I am Lee Hoong. Welcome to a new video. And today we will summarize the story of Avengers Infinity War, which is the 19th movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And this movie is also the culmination of the MCU over the past 10 years. That is 18 movies, putting them all together into this 19th movie. Speaking of those 18 movies, they are Iron Man 1, The Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Captain America, The First Avenger, Thor 1, The Avengers 2012, Thor the Dark World, Iron Man 3, Captain America the Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, Avengers Age of Ultron, Ant-Man, Captain America Civil War, Spider-Man Homecoming, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Doctor Strange, Black Panther, and what was the other one? Thor Ragnarok. And this time it is Avengers Infinity War itself. Because this movie is a massive culmination like this, please kindly go watch those 18 previous movies first. Go watch the movies personally yourself, and if you don't understand any part, then come watch my story summary. Now, before getting into the content of the clip, everyone, don't forget to click like and subscribe, as well as turning on the bell icon to receive notifications when I upload a new video. And thank you very much to the few of you who have supported me directly via ABA. And without waiting any longer, let's start together. After Thor defeated Hela and survived the Ragnarok event, he brought the people of Asgard to Earth, with the plan for it to be their new home. During the journey, the Asgardian ship was attacked by the ship of a giant from the planet Titan named Thanos. Thanos, with the Power Stone already in his hand after taking it from the planet Xandar, used it to threaten to crush Thor's head in order for Loki to give the Tesseract to him. Immediately Hulk appeared and landed many punches on Thanos. But this green giant was no match for the purple giant. Thanos grabbed Hulk's hands, struck Hulk many times both front and back, delivered a knee to the face, and slammed him down like an old banana tree trunk. At that moment Heimdall recited dark magic, asking for power from the Allfathers to open the Bifrost and send Hulk to Earth. Seeing this, Thanos took a spear and stabbed it right into the center of Heimdall, killing him instantly. Then Thanos crushed the Tesseract, revealing the presence of the Space Stone inside, and took it to place on his Infinity Gauntlet. Thanos ordered his children to go to Earth to retrieve the Time Stone and Mind Stone. As for Loki, he tried to talk as a distraction and took a knife attempting to stab and kill Thanos, but he was caught by Thanos, who then choked and killed Loki, right in front of Thor, who had to watch his younger brother die in pain. Then Thanos used the Power Stone to destroy Thor's ship and left.
As for Hulk, he turned back into Bruce Banner and fell to Earth, landing right at the New York Sanctum. There, he met with Doctor Strange and Wong. Then the three of them traveled to find Tony Stark, who was walking in the park with Pepper Potts. Bruce told them about the presence of Thanos, who is traveling to find all 6 Infinity Stones. And they also knew that Thanos was the one behind Loki's arrival during the events of the Avengers in 2012. Bruce told Tony to contact Steve Rogers to find Vision, who has the Mind Stone stuck to his forehead. But Tony was hesitant because the two of them were still fighting and didn't want to talk to each other yet. Immediately, Thanos' children, Ebony Maw and Cull Obsidian, arrived to take the Time Stone from Doctor Strange. As for Peter Parker, who was on a field trip bus, he glanced at this event and came out to help immediately. Tony told Bruce to turn into Hulk to help fight, but no matter how hard Bruce tried, Hulk refused to come out. Doctor Strange, Wong, Spider-Man and Iron Man with his nanotech armor tried to fight against Maw and Obsidian. Ebony Maw had the chance to capture Doctor Strange, but he couldn't take the Time Stone because of a protective spell that Doctor Strange had placed. So he took Doctor Strange up to the ship, planning to torture him into giving up the Time Stone. Immediately, Spider-Man clung on and went up with them. When rising too high in the sky, oxygen started to run out, and Tony Stark sent the Iron Spider suit for Peter to wear. Wong returned to protect the Sanctum without Doctor Strange and the Time Stone. As for Bruce, he called Steve Rogers to help find Vision.
Turning to the Guardians of the Galaxy team, they travel to the Asgardian ship because they receive a distress signal. But by the time they got there, everything was already destroyed. Immediately, Thor's body floated and hit the Guardian team's ship windshield, and they couldn't believe how this man could still survive in a vacuum of space. Mantis used her special ability to wake Thor up. After talking and understanding each other, Gamora described the story of Thanos traveling to her planet, killing half the population and taking her as an adopted daughter. And Thanos always talked about one big goal in his life, which is to kill half of all living beings in this universe. And when Thanos obtains all 6 Infinity Stones, he can fulfill this goal with just a snap of his fingers. Thor said that right now, Thanos has 2 stones, the Power Stone and the Space Stone. As for the Mind Stone and Time Stone, they are present on Earth with the Avengers. As for the location of the Soul Stone, it is a mystery, no one knows yet. So Thanos' next goal will definitely be to find the Reality Stone. Because Thor needed his special weapon to kill Thanos, he and Rocket, along with Groot, traveled to a magnificent magical weapon forge called Nidavellir. As for Star-Lord, Gamora, Drax and Mantis, they traveled to find the Collector on the planet Nowhere to stop Thanos from getting the Reality Stone. Cutting back to Earth, in Scotland, Wanda Maximoff and Vision have now become lovers. Immediately, Thanos' children, Proxima Midnight and Corvus Glaive, arrived there, stabbed Vision with a blade, and tried to pry the Mind Stone from his forehead. Wanda tried to fight against the two of them, and because Glaive's weapon had special properties, Vision's internal systems malfunctioned, making him unable to fuse the wounds back together. While Wanda seemed to be losing, Captain America, Black Widow and Falcon appeared to help fight. After the fight, they traveled back to the Avengers headquarters, even while being considered criminals by the government due to the events of Civil War.
Turning back to the Guardian team, Gamora told Peter Quill that she has an important secret that cannot be told to Thanos, so Gamora made Peter swear that if Thanos catches her, Peter must shoot and kill her. While Gamora and Peter were kissing, Drax sneaked a peek thinking he was invisible. A moment later, they arrived at Nowhere and glanced over to see Thanos choking and threatening the Collector to give the Reality Stone to him. Immediately, Gamora jumped in to fight. She stabbed Thanos with a sword in the neck and a knife in the heart, making him lie dead right there. Gamora sat shedding tears because she had just personally killed her father. Immediately, the environment around them started to change because everything was just an illusion that Thanos created using the Reality Stone, meaning he had obtained this stone before the Guardian team even arrived. Drax ran in to fight but was turned into blocks by Thanos using the Reality Stone, and he turned Mantis into rubber-like strips. Gamora told Peter to shoot and kill her as they discussed. Peter Quill tried to pull the trigger in tears, but immediately Thanos used the Reality Stone to turn the blasts into bubbles. Then he took Gamora and left for his ship.
Back on Earth, Captain America, Black Widow, Falcon, and Wanda brought the injured Vision to the Avengers headquarters to meet with Rhodey and Bruce Banner there. Knowing that Thanos is collecting all 6 Infinity Stones, Vision suggested that they should destroy the Mind Stone on his forehead, so Thanos cannot get the full count of 6 stones, and the only one with strong enough magic to destroy the stone is Wanda. Vision continued that exchanging one life to save half the universe's lives is truly worth it, but Cap replied that we don't trade lives even if it's just one. Then Bruce suggested that if they could find a way to remove the stone from Vision's forehead before destroying it, then Vision's life might not be lost, and Thanos also wouldn't get the stone. Turning back to the journey of Tony Stark, Peter Parker, and Doctor Strange, immediately upon arriving at Thanos' planet Titan, the Guardians of the Galaxy attacked them immediately, thinking that they were Thanos' minions. Star-Lord caught Spider-Man, then asked where Gamora is. Tony Stark replied, "Who is Gamora?" and Drax chimed in to say, "Why is Gamora?" After talking back and forth, they realized their goal is to deal with Thanos as well. While Tony and Star-Lord were bickering about methods to resist Thanos, Doctor Strange used the Time Stone to look into the future to see what results might occur. Doctor Strange saw 14,605 future options, and the chance they could win against Thanos' situation is only one.
Back on Earth, Steve Rogers, Natasha Romanoff, Sam Wilson, Bruce Banner, Wanda Maximoff, Rhodey, and Vision traveled to Wakanda and met with King T'Challa and Bucky. Shuri looked for a way to remove the stone from Vision's forehead without affecting his life, but this process takes a long time, and immediately Thanos' army of tens of thousands arrived there with the goal of taking the Mind Stone. King T'Challa ordered his forces to prepare defenses and got a new shield for Cap. Wakanda's army and the Avengers joined hands to fight, and because Hulk wouldn't come out to fight, Bruce Banner wore the Hulkbuster suit to fight instead. As for Thor, he tried to use his own strength to force the neutron star to operate, so I3 could use the star's power to forge Stormbreaker. This magnificent axe appeared, and Groot used his arm branch to make the handle of Stormbreaker. On Wakanda's soil, because the alien monsters tried to cross the barrier and run around here, there was no defense force directly in front of Vision. Black Panther decided to open a small gap for the aliens to enter and fight them face to face. While under heavy pressure from the huge number of these alien troops, the Bifrost Bridge appeared. The Stormbreaker axe flew across the battlefield and returned to the God of Thunder, Thor Odinson, accompanied by Rocket and Groot. Thor screamed for Thanos and flew to smash all the alien ships.
Cutting back to the land on planet Titan, Thanos arrived and met Doctor Strange, who was sitting there waiting for him. While talking, Thanos used the Reality Stone to show the beautiful scenery of this Titan planet in the past. And when they faced extinction because the population increased and life-sustaining resources for everyone were scarce, Thanos offered a solution to kill half of them so the other half could live comfortably. But everyone didn't understand his idea and called him a madman instead. With these 6 Infinity Stones, he could save the universe and solve this problem with just a snap of his fingers. And when his goal is achieved, he will be relieved and sit to watch the beautiful sunrise in the newly modified universe. The talking session ended, and Doctor Strange, Iron Man, Spider-Man, Star-Lord, Drax, Mantis, including Nebula who just arrived, started opening a 7-against-1 fight with Thanos immediately. After fighting for a while, they had a chance to catch Thanos, with Mantis using her special ability to subdue Thanos' mind, and Iron Man and Spider-Man tried to pull the Infinity Gauntlet off his hand. When hearing from Nebula that Thanos killed Gamora, Star-Lord was filled with great anger and hit Thanos bang bang. Immediately, Thanos woke up and knocked everyone away. While fighting, Iron Man had the ability to make Thanos bleed a drop, but he was beaten back by Thanos until he was battered and was about to be killed. Immediately, Doctor Strange tried to talk to Thanos, asking him to release Tony Stark alive, and then he would hand over the Time Stone. Upon receiving the 5 stones, Thanos left to find the last stone. Doctor Strange said to Tony Stark that he had no other way besides that. We are in the endgame now.
Back in Wakanda, when Wanda went to have fight on the field, Glaive went straight for Vision. As for Shuri, she hadn't removed the Mind Stone from Vision's forehead yet. Black Widow, Okoye, and Wanda joined together to kill Proxima Midnight. Bruce Banner used the Hulkbuster to kill Obsidian. Vision stabbed Glaive from behind while he was fighting Captain America. As for Thor, he flew to smash all the alien ships. A moment later, the atmosphere changed. Thanos stepped in through a space door opened by the Space Stone. The Avengers tried to go in and hit him one by one, but all were ineffective. Cap tried to hold on a bit but was knocked out cold by one punch from Thanos. Vision told Wanda that they were out of options. Wanda tried to hold off Thanos and destroyed the Mind Stone along with the person she loved, in tears. At that time, Thanos used the Time Stone to turn back time, and he gouged the Mind Stone from Vision's head and killed him. Immediately, Thor flew in and threw his Stormbreaker axe at Thanos with full force, right into the middle of his chest. Thanos told Thor, "You should have gone for the head." Then he raised the Infinity Gauntlet with 6 stones and snapped his fingers, fulfilling his wish. Thanos imagined seeing his beloved daughter Gamora and told her that he had achieved his goal, but the sacrifice was also huge. Thanos used the Space Stone to teleport away.
At the same time, half the life in the universe started to dissolve into dust, which included Bucky, King T'Challa, Groot, Wanda, Sam, Mantis, Drax, Peter Quill, and Doctor Strange, etc. Each person dissolving felt surprised, not knowing beforehand what was happening. But for Peter Parker, because of his special spider sense, he went to cry and hug Tony Stark because he didn't want to die, then dissolved as well. The Avengers sat down in despair, unable to accept this defeat. As for Thanos, after achieving his life's goal, he went to rest on a peaceful planet, watching the beautiful sunrise scenery of the new universe that he just modified.
Cutting to the credit scene of this movie, the world started to fall into chaos due to this situation. Agent Maria Hill dissolved, while Nick Fury ran to find a messaging device before he himself also dissolved into dust. And that messaging device contacted a superhero named Captain Marvel. That's it, everyone. This Avengers Infinity War movie ends right here. And it is a very big, very amazing and truly awesome movie. I remember when I watched this movie for the first time, I was stunned, because I didn't expect that Thanos would win at the end. He collected 6 stones and he snapped his fingers, and half the life in the universe dissolved completely. And I didn't expect it at all, because in superhero movies, I love superhero movies very much. But to be honest, the stories are repetitive, just the same. Different characters and superpowers, they are good guys, bad guys, they fight, good guy wins, the end. But this movie has a character dynamic that is truly unique, rare, very rare to have superhero movies that are unique like this. I really like it, like Deadpool and the Guardians of the Galaxy series. It looks unique. And now this Avengers Infinity War lets the bad guy be the winner. Basically, Thanos is the protagonist of that movie. If we look at it, it's like talking about his journey. He wants to dissolve half the universe, he goes to fight the Avengers to get stones. And he dissolves half the universe, just like he really wanted. Whoever says it, his character is the protagonist in that movie. It talks about his journey, and the Avengers are just antagonists trying to stop him. And the reason he wants to dissolve half the universe is because he has a problem with overpopulation, the excessive population growth, and the lack of resources. So his solution is to cut half of it out. And this story is only one part, because this movie and Avengers Endgame are back-to-back movies, connected directly. So whatever the result is next, let's go watch Endgame together. And that's it. This video only has this much. If you want to hear more of my impressions, don't forget to go watch the video, watch my discussion about this Infinity War movie. And yeah, thank you very much for watching this video until the end. Don't forget to click like and subscribe, and we'll meet in the next video. And may the force be with you. Bye-bye.
Our story, or rather the beginning of the end, kicks off with a chilling silence, soon shattered by the low rumble of a massive spacecraft. The camera drifts through the wreckage of the Asgardian refugee vessel, picking up discarded weapons, floating bodies, and the distinct unsettling lack of any joyful Asgardian chatter. This isn't a good look. We hear the labored breathing, the pained grunts, before we see the sheer brutality of it all. Hulk, usually a walking green wrecking ball, is getting absolutely clobbered by a hulking figure in golden armor, the Mad Titan himself, Thanos. The metallic clang of Thanos' fist meeting Hulk's face is sickeningly loud, followed by the wet thud of Hulk collapsing. The snap of bone, the roar of the monster, it's all just brutal. Thor, our usually booming god of thunder, is chained, his eye patched, forced to watch as Thanos, looking utterly unfazed, explains his philosophy to Loki. It's all about balance, apparently, achieved by indiscriminately wiping out half of all life. Loki, ever the trickster, attempts a sneaky dagger attack, a classic move, but Thanos is too quick. The Titan grips Loki's neck, the crackle of bone audible as he slowly chokes the life out of him. The thud of Loki's lifeless body hitting the floor, a stark, gut-wrenching finality to his long, complicated journey. Thor's screams of anguish echo through the dying ship. Before vanishing, Heimdall, with his last breath, uses the Bifrost to send Bruce Banner, now unconscious, hurtling towards Earth, a desperate warning shot across the bow. The ship explodes in a fiery roar, leaving only silence and a chilling emptiness. Back on Earth, Bruce Banner, sans Hulk, crashes unceremoniously through the roof of the Sanctum Sanctorum in New York City, landing with a rather undignified thud. Doctor Strange, looking impeccably cool even in the face of a roof-destroying green scientist, and Wong, his perpetually unimpressed associate, quickly gather around him. Bruce, gasping for air and looking utterly disheveled, struggles to articulate the horror he's witnessed. The name Thanos drips with dread as he recounts the attack, the destruction, the raw power of this new terrifying threat. Strange, always one for dramatics, uses his sling ring to conjure a display of the Infinity Stones, explaining their immense power and Thanos' terrifying goal.
The Time Stone, currently residing snugly in Strange's Eye of Agamotto, is the particular stone of concern here. Bruce, realizing the gravity of the situation, knows they need Tony Stark. "Tell me you've got a great team," he pleads. And honestly, who wouldn't be thinking that? They've been through a bit, haven't they?
Meanwhile, Tony Stark is having a lovely stroll with Pepper Potts, discussing wedding plans and dreams of having a normal, superhero-free life. He's recounting a vivid, disturbing dream about Thanos and impending doom, just as if the universe was listening. The warm, peaceful atmosphere is shattered by the arrival of Ebony Maw's ship, a massive obsidian monstrosity descending over Greenwich Village. The ground trembles, dust billows, and the sudden, deafening roar of the alien craft overhead sends pedestrians scattering. Chaos erupts. Tony, ever the improviser, calls for his suit, and Peter Parker, our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, swings in, having ditched his field trip like a true hero. The battle in the streets of New York is a whirlwind of frantic dodges, energetic web-slinging, and desperate energy blasts. Iron Man's suit whirs and shifts, adapting to the fight. Maw, with his telekinetic powers, manipulates debris with chilling precision, sending cars flying and tearing up the pavement. Cole Obsidian, a towering brute, is a blunt instrument of destruction, smashing everything in his path with a giant hammer. Peter, in his new Iron Spider suit, zips around, his spider sense buzzing, trying to protect civilians and throw punches where he can. There's a moment where he cleverly uses an alien's own weapon against him, a truly satisfying thud. Strange, unfortunately, gets captured by Maw, who pins him with magical constructs, the subtle hum of his powers a constant presence. Tony, always thinking several steps ahead, devises a plan. He blasts a hole in Maw's ship, creating a vacuum that sucks Maw out into the cold void of space, a strangely quiet and efficient demise. The metallic clunk of the ship's internal door's ceiling signals their escape. Peter, having just endured the terror of space for a moment, expresses his desire to stay on the ship, a relatable sentiment when facing cosmic horror. Tony, feeling a deep protective instinct, tells him to go home, but Peter's stubborn refusal is clear. Tony, with a sigh that sounds like 1,000 future headaches, lets him stay, taking off into the cosmos with Peter, leaving a rather annoyed Wong to guard the sanctum. Out in the vastness of space, the Guardians of the Galaxy are responding to a distress signal, a routine space rescue that quickly turns grim. The scene is utterly desolate. Wreckage floats silently, painted with the grim aftermath of a brutal attack. They find Thor, unconscious and drifting amongst the debris, his impressive physique contrasted by the deep scars and burns. Drax, with his typical lack of filter, immediately comments on Thor's godlike appearance. Gamora, however, recognizes the ship's origin, Asgard. The realization that Thanos is active again and far too close washes over her with a chilling dread. Her face hardens, a deep fear flickering in her eyes. The knowledge she carries about Thanos' true intentions, his fortress, and the Soul Stone is a heavy burden. Quill, ever the charismatic but somewhat bumbling leader, tries to put on a brave face, but the underlying tension is palpable. The group splits. Thor, driven by a raw need for vengeance, heads off with Rocket and Groot to Nidavellir, the legendary forge of weapons, to create a new weapon capable of killing Thanos. Rocket, naturally, eyes Thor's new eye with keen interest, always on the lookout for a good prosthetic. Groot, with his limited vocabulary, offers moral support in his own unique way. Quill, Gamora, Drax, and Mantis decide to intercept Thanos on Nowhere, hoping to get a jump on him and secure the Reality Stone. The hum of their ship, the Benatar, as it streaks through the stars, carries a heavy weight of impending doom. Back on Earth, the remaining Avengers are feeling the strain. Vision, unfortunately, has a spear protruding from his chest, courtesy of Corvus Glaive, Thanos' brutal lieutenant. The Mind Stone embedded in Vision's forehead is throbbing, weakening him, its energy flickering. Wanda Maximoff, understandably distraught and fiercely protective, barely manages to hold Glaive back with her surging red chaos magic, the crackling energy a visual representation of her agony. Steve Rogers, the ever-reliable Captain America, bursts onto the scene, along with Natasha Romanoff and Sam Wilson. The whoosh of Captain America's shield, the precise thwack of Natasha's stun batons, and Falcon's aerial maneuvers create a whirlwind of action. They dispatch Glaive and Proxima Midnight in a coordinated flurry of punches and energy blasts.
The urgency in Steve's voice as he assesses Vision's deteriorating state is palpable. They decide to seek refuge and medical aid in Wakanda, hoping Shuri, T'Challa's brilliant sister, can somehow extract the Mind Stone without killing Vision. The thought of destroying an Infinity Stone, a concept previously unimaginable, is now their only desperate hope. The unspoken fear that hangs in the air is heavy. They are already losing.
The Guardians arrive on Nowhere, a bizarre skeletal head of a celestial floating in space, now Thanos' makeshift trophy room. The atmosphere is thick with a strange quiet, punctuated only by the distant hum of machinery. The Collector, a frantic, wide-eyed being, is seemingly being tortured by Thanos. Quill tries to enact a plan, but Thanos, in a cruel illusion, reveals that he already has the Reality Stone. The metallic clang of Thanos' armored hand gripping Gamora's throat sends a jolt of terror through the group. He threatens to kill Gamora, coercing her into revealing the location of the Soul Stone. The truth of her connection to the stone, a dark secret she's carried, is violently ripped from her. Gamora, in a desperate, tearful plea, begs Quill to kill her, knowing what Thanos will do. The click of Quill's blaster as he aims it at the woman he loves, the agonizing hesitation, the silent tears streaming down his face, all speak volumes of his internal struggle. But Thanos, using the Reality Stone, turns Quill's weapon into bubbles and then reveals the truth. Gamora lied about the Soul Stone's location. He then abducts her, vanishing in a shimmering distortion of reality. The heavy silence that follows is deafening, leaving Quill and the remaining Guardians reeling in shock and grief, the lingering scent of ozone filling the air. Meanwhile, Thor, Rocket, and Groot arrive at Nidavellir, only to find it a cold, lifeless husk. The star at its heart, the very source of its power, is dead. Eitri, the massive dwarf king, is the sole survivor, his booming voice now filled with despair. Thanos, in a cruel act, forced Eitri to forge the Infinity Gauntlet, then encased Eitri's hands in solid metal, leaving him unable to forge another weapon. The metallic thud of Eitri's encased hands hitting the cold ground is heartbreaking. Thor, fueled by a blazing fury and a desperate need for vengeance, convinces Eitri to forge him a new weapon, Stormbreaker, a weapon powerful enough to kill Thanos. The process is harrowing. Thor, with a guttural roar, withstands the full searing heat of a dying star to reignite the forge, the crackle of electricity and the smell of burning flesh, a testament to his immense pain and sacrifice. Rocket, ever pragmatic, finds the severed arm of a dead dwarf and with a few adjustments allows Eitri to forge the axe. Groot, in a selfless act, sacrifices his own arm to form the handle of the axe, the woody crunch as it snaps off, and then, with a living, growing grip, binds the pieces together. The resulting weapon, Stormbreaker, crackles with lightning, a symphony of raw power. Thor's face, etched with pain but burning with resolve, grabs the axe. He feels the immense power surge through him, the new weapon a conduit for his wrath. The low hum of the weapon as he wields it promises destruction.
On Titan, Thanos' desolate home world, Tony Stark, Peter Parker, and Doctor Strange are tracking Thanos, a landscape of skeletal skyscrapers and red dust stretching endlessly around them. The eerie silence is broken only by the crunch of their boots on the barren ground. They're quickly ambushed by Quill, Drax, and Mantis, leading to a chaotic, comical skirmish as heroes mistake each other for enemies. The crackle of Strange's magic, the whir of Tony's suit, the thud of Quill's boots, and the frantic web-slinging of Peter all create a symphony of accidental conflict. The tension quickly dissipates as they realize they're all fighting the same guy. Nebula, having escaped Thanos' torment, crashes into their conversation, her metallic arms scraping against the ruins, adding another layer of grim backstory about Thanos' cruelty. Her arrival brings critical intel about Thanos' tactics and mindset. A desperate plan is hatched. They'll use their combined abilities to incapacitate Thanos and remove the gauntlet. The ground beneath them trembles, a deep, unsettling vibration, signaling Thanos' arrival. The air grows cold.
The battle on Titan is a masterclass in coordination and desperation. Strange, with his intricate magical constructs, creates portals, shields, and illusory duplicates, his hands a blur of movement. Tony, flying with incredible agility, unleashes a barrage of missiles and energy blasts, his suit constantly reconfiguring, adapting to the fight. Peter, with his enhanced strength and agility, webs Thanos, pulls him, and lands surprisingly effective punches, the soft thud of his fists against Thanos' tough skin. Quill, fueled by grief and rage, attempts to shoot Thanos, but his blasters are relatively useless against the Titan's armored skin, the metallic ping of the shots ricocheting. Drax, a master of stealth, attempts to sneak attack, but Thanos' heightened senses make it difficult. Mantis, using her empathic powers, tries to put Thanos to sleep, her delicate fingers pressing against his massive skull. For a brief, glorious moment, it works. Thanos' muscles slacken, his breathing slows, and his heavy eyelids droop. Tony, Peter, and Strange strain, trying to pull the gauntlet from his unconscious hand. The metallic scrape of the gauntlet against his skin is almost audible. Just as they're about to succeed, Quill, overcome with rage after learning of Gamora's sacrifice, repeatedly blasts Thanos in the face, the rapid-fire thud of his plasma shots breaking Mantis' concentration. Thanos roars back to life, his eyes snapping open with a terrifying intensity. The fragile alliance shatters. Thanos, now fully enraged, effortlessly swats them away like flies, the bone-jarring impact of his blows echoing across the desolate landscape. He confronts Strange, who, in a desperate bid to save Tony, trades the Time Stone for Tony's life. The quiet click of the Time Stone settling into the gauntlet is a chilling sound. Thanos then departs, leaving the battered heroes on Titan, staring at the empty space where their hope once resided. The red dust settles once more, a bleak, silent testament to their failure.
Back in Wakanda, the nation prepares for war. The vibrant green landscape is quickly transformed into a strategic battleground, Wakandan forces led by T'Challa assembling in their sleek purple-accented uniforms. Shuri, in her lab, frantically works to safely extract the Mind Stone from Vision, the delicate whirring of her tools a stark contrast to the impending battle. Bruce Banner, still unable to summon the Hulk, is stuck in the Hulkbuster armor, a comically large suit for his relatively thin frame. The deep rumble of the Outriders, Thanos' monstrous ground troops, as they surge through the force field is terrifying. The ground shakes, and a guttural roar erupts from thousands of throats. The battle erupts into a chaotic symphony of futuristic warfare. Vibranium shields hum and glow, energy spears pierce the air, and the rapid-fire thud of bullets hitting armor is constant. Black Panther, a blur of motion, leaps and strikes with incredible speed. Captain America, leading the charge, embodies unwavering courage, his new vibranium shields deflecting blows with a resonant thud. Black Widow moves with deadly grace, her stun batons crackling with electricity. Falcon soars above, raining down missile fire. Wanda agonizingly tries to defend Vision and fight off attackers simultaneously, her power swirling in a desperate dance of destruction. The deafening roar of the Outriders, combined with the frantic shouts of the Wakandan warriors, creates an overwhelming sense of chaos and desperation. Just as hope seems to dwindle, a flash of lightning, followed by a thunderous boom, signals a dramatic entrance. Thor, now wielding Stormbreaker and crackling with raw lightning power, descends from the sky, accompanied by Rocket and Groot. The ground trembles as he lands, and with a primal scream, unleashes a wave of pure, concentrated lightning, sending Outriders flying with a satisfying thud. The arrival of the God of Thunder shifts the tide, however briefly. Stormbreaker cleaves through enemies with brutal efficiency, the metallic clang of axe meeting alien flesh a constant presence. Rocket, perched on Groot's shoulder, fires his massive gun with gleeful abandon, the rapid-fire burst tearing through alien ranks. Groot, his branches swinging like powerful clubs, smashes creatures with a satisfying crunch. The battle rages on, but the heroes are visibly exhausted, their movements becoming more labored. Corvus Glaive, seemingly revived, lunges at Vision, interrupting Shuri's procedure. The frantic whirring of her tools stops dead. Wanda, with a guttural cry of anguish and fury, unleashes a devastating wave of red energy, incinerating Glaive and saving Vision, but the reprieve is short-lived.
Then, a chilling shadow falls over the battlefield. Thanos arrives. The air grows still. The sounds of battle seem to dampen, replaced by an ominous low hum. His presence is immense, radiating an almost tangible power. He walks slowly, deliberately towards Vision, shrugging off every attack thrown at him as if they were mere annoyances. The The powerful thud of Captain America's vibranium shields against Thanos' chest armor, the sickening crunch of Hulkbuster's arm as Thanos casually tears it off, the futile crackle of lightning as Thor's might is easily repelled. Nothing seems to faze him. Wanda, facing the most agonizing choice imaginable, must destroy the Mind Stone and Vision with it to prevent Thanos from getting it. Her hands glow with raw, agonizing power, tearing the stone from Vision's forehead, the crackle of energy, the pained groans of Vision, the tears streaming down Wanda's face. It's a moment of unparalleled heartbreak. The stone explodes in a burst of energy, taking Vision's life with it, a final despairing gasp as his vibrant colors fade. The ground trembles with the impact of the stone's destruction. Wanda collapses, utterly broken. But Thanos, with a cruel, knowing smirk, raises his hand, revealing the Time Stone. He reverses time, the world around them blurring and then snapping back into place, reassembling Vision and the Mind Stone. The horrific irony, the crushing inevitability, is almost too much to bear. Vision, restored for a fleeting moment, looks at Wanda with terror and love, only for Thanos to rip the Mind Stone from his forehead, the sickening squelch of flesh and stone separating. Vision's body goes limp, a dead weight in Wanda's arms. The final stone, the Mind Stone, clicks into place in the Infinity Gauntlet with a resonant, triumphant thud. The gauntlet glows with an unholy power, pulsating with all six combined. Thor, erupting in a primal scream of vengeance, throws Stormbreaker with all his might. The axe slices through Thanos' armor, burying itself deep in his chest. A guttural roar of pain escapes the Titan, but it's mixed with a chilling satisfaction. "You should have gone for the head," Thanos rasps, his voice weak but filled with ominous finality. He raises his arm, clenches the gauntlet, and with a strained, agonizing grunt, snaps his fingers. The sound, a deafening, universe-altering crackle, echoes through the silence that immediately follows. A blinding flash of white light engulfs the battlefield. Then, an eerie, terrifying quiet descends.
The dust settles. The first to go is Bucky Barnes, his body turning into a fine gray powder that drifts away in the wind, a silent sigh of farewell. Then Groot, his final "I am Groot," a heartbreaking farewell to Rocket, who watches, horrified, as his friend disappears. Wanda, still cradling Vision's lifeless body, begins to dissolve, her hands reaching out in silent despair. Black Panther, his eyes wide with confusion, crumbles to dust. Falcon, Mantis, Drax, and then, most shockingly, Peter Parker, crying out to Tony, "Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good," his voice filled with raw terror as he too fades away, the lingering sound of his fading voice a haunting echo. On Titan, Tony Stark is left stranded with Nebula, watching in horror as the Guardians, one by one, turn to ash. Quill, Mantis, Drax, gone. The wind whispers through the desolate ruins, carrying the dust of heroes. The silence is profound, heavy with loss. The remaining heroes, strewn across the universe, are left to witness the unimaginable, the devastating reality of Thanos' victory. The sheer, overwhelming silence after such a cosmic cacophony is the cruelest sound of all. The final scene is a stark, almost poetic contrast to the chaos. Thanos, now weakened but triumphant, sits alone in a humble hut on a distant, verdant planet. He watches the sunset over a peaceful alien landscape, a soft golden light bathing his weary face. He has achieved his goal. The universe, in his twisted view, is now balanced. The weight of his actions, the immense cost, is etched in the deep lines on his face. He is a solitary figure, a villain who believes he is a savior, left only with the desolate beauty of a universe he has irrevocably changed. The rustle of alien plants in the gentle breeze, the distant chirping of unseen creatures, it all underscores the chilling reality. He won. This epic tale isn't just about good versus evil, but about sacrifice, impossible choices, and the crushing weight of responsibility. It explores the depths of grief, the fierce bonds of found families, and the human, or indeed superhuman, capacity for both immense love and devastating loss. It's a journey that forces every character, and indeed every viewer, to confront the uncomfortable truth that sometimes, despite all their strength and courage, even heroes can fail. This movie dares to ask what happens when the villain truly wins, leaving us with a profound sense of the true cost of their triumphs and the harrowing silence left in their wake.
Avengers Infinity War is an absolute game changer. It shattered expectations, delivered on years of build-up, and left audiences collectively gasping, demonstrating that blockbuster cinema can still pack a massive emotional punch. The sheer scale, the interwoven storylines, and Thanos as a compelling, if horrifying, antagonist solidify its place as a modern masterpiece that redefined the superhero genre forever.